Hey, how's it going? So this is going to be a real quick video for people that are having a hard time with their capture card rendering videos with audio that is, synchronized with what's going on in the actual video. So for example, if you're playing Call of Duty and all of your gunshots are happening before or after the gun is actually firing, after the Elgato actually finishes creating the video for you. This will show you how to correct that really quick and easy. And obviously this is for Camtasia Studio users. I personally use Adobe Premiere and Adobe After Effects for all of my editing, but I know that Camtasia is a really popular and straightforward and easy to use software for pretty much anybody looking to get into video editing. So let's go ahead and import our media, where I have off-sync audio here. And we're going to drag it onto the timeline. Now, instead of having it butted all the way to the beginning of the timeline, since we need to edit this, let's go ahead and drag it out some. Now, the next thing we need to do is right-click it, and we need to separate the video and audio so that the video is on one track and the audio is on a second track. Now, for this example, I'm using Call of Duty Black Ops 3. And it's always a good measure to where if you have issues with your capture card always rendering off-sync videos, to in the beginning of all your clips or all your videos rather, fire a couple test shots. So I fired 5 test shots right here where you can see the spikes in the audio, and because I know that there's a bullet that's firing, there's a bullet, there's a bullet, there's a bullet, there's a bullet. Whereas whenever you fire fast, you get all this, jumbled up audio here. So again, whenever you start all of your videos, have a couple, what I refer to as test shots. That way you have good, clear markers to line everything up with. So now, the next thing we need to do is move down our timeline and look for a muzzle flash on the gun, because that indicates that the gun has indeed fired a bullet and should be making a sound. So let's go ahead and grab our zoom tool and zoom all the way in. If you notice, the timeline marker, it clicks over by 1 notch with the slightest mouse movement. So what we're going to want to do is slide this over. Okay, no gunshot yet. Slide over some more. No gunshot yet. Okay, so what we can do is zoom out some. That way this is moving through more of the clip. Oh, there's a gunshot. Okay, so we'll go right before it. We will zoom all the way in. And we're going to pull it, bam, right there. If I go before, there's no muzzle flash. And if I go right after, there's no muzzle flash. So we will use this as our marker. So now we're going to zoom it back out, select only the video clip, and we're going to hit trim, or split rather. Now if you notice, whenever we drag our timeline marker over, it will automatically snap to where the animation of the gun firing is, firing a shot. Although on the audio, it's still free to move wherever. So now what we're going to do is bring this over to the first spike in our audio. And again, we'll want to zoom all the way in. Let's see where this lines up. Okay, on that notch, let's see if we can get it right on that spike. Oh, it goes a little bit past the spike. Okay, so what we'll want to do is align it at the beginning of the spike here. And again, we're going to split the clip. Now, the reason why we split the clip is, again, so that the timeline marker has somewhere to snap to. And the reason why we drug this over into the middle is because we're going to have to move this back. So as you can see, this snaps right to the beginning and, the end of our video clip. And we can grab the rest of the audio and snap it right there. So now if you notice, whenever we zoom in, the audio is on the gunshot flash. So what we can do is go ahead and pull this back, and we will play it to see if it sounds right. And, you know, of course, looks right. Alright. So remember what I was saying about those test shots earlier? So we have good, clear indication on when the gun is firing. So we'll move to our snapped point. If we move over here, as you can see, the spike on the audio is perfect with the gunshot flash. Let's move over here. Oh, close that. Let's move over here. This one's right past the muzzle flash, but that should be okay. Let's move down. Okay, that looks alright. And that looks alright. So now let's go ahead and zoom this back out. And if we go over here to these faster shots, looks like everything's in sync to me. Again, this is just a real quick way to get this done. You can go through and, you know, further fine-tune this if you choose to. If it doesn't look quite right, undo everything and then change the original audio marker to right past. Ooh, wow, zoomed out way too much. To right past the spike on the audio, which now it's in a different location because we've moved everything.